radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Well, good evening. Fade to Black. Bespoke Radio for the masses. And happy Halloween. Today's Monday, October 31st, 2022. I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer, and UnX Networks. Margie K. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. And no matter where you are across the country right now, maybe you're done with your guest and your trick-or-treaters, and you're now sitting down with us. Thank you for spending your Halloween with us. We're still in the middle of it out here. It's just kicked off because it's 7 p.m. out here on the West Coast. Tonight is our Halloween special, and it is the first anniversary of the UnX Network. Tonight, I have two co-hosts with me. I have Margie K. Margie is co-hosting with me tonight, and Race Hobbs is also with us. Bring them in shortly. And it's going to be a very, very jam-packed show tonight. All right, so we've got lots of guests coming in. We've got lots of video clips. We're going to be doing some remote stuff. And hopefully everything will be nice and smooth. I think it will be. And if we have a hiccup or two, it's called live radio. We've got a really big week coming up here on Fade to Black. Tomorrow night, I can't believe this is actually happening. Tomorrow night, Roy Thins is going to be with us, star of The Invaders, one of the greatest alien UFO TV series of all time. And Roy is going to be right here with us tomorrow night with another very special co-host that's going to be with me tomorrow night, Don Schmidt. So tomorrow night, Roy Thins of The Invaders is going to be with us tomorrow night. Big show. And Don Schmidt. Yes. So that's tomorrow night. And then Wednesday night, Elizabeth Hoekstra is joining us. And she's got a new book coming out on grounding. I've talked a lot about grounding, and so is she. And it has absolutely occupied my nights. All right. I have been grounding. I've been grounding since Bermuda, Bahamas, Bermuda, same thing, since the Bahamas. And it has changed my life. And we're going to be talking about that on Wednesday and other stuff too, as well. Of course, Elizabeth and I just got back from Egypt. And I'm sure we will be talking about that too as well. And then Thursday night is another Fader night with open lines all night long. Now, I've got a very tight schedule that I am going to try to adhere to tonight. So I'm just going to let everybody know as I start bringing in everybody. Tonight's is a special presentation. It's all about the UnX Network. All of my upcoming events, like the Conscious Life Expo, the Parapod Festival, the Hidden Secret Seminar at Sea Cruise, everything that I am doing is in the video description below, over on our website, and throughout social media. All right. You can follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Yeah. The Sandbox is hashtag F2B on Twitter. And any questions or comments, you want to say congratulations to the UnX Network, do that over at hashtag F2BQ. All right. Now, the breaking news before I start bringing in everybody, the much anticipated UFO report did not come out today. It did not. Everybody was waiting all day long. I was on the phone with my sources. Nobody seems to know anything. Now, there's been a couple of alleged leaks. I don't believe that those were leaks. In that, I don't think that the information is factual. But the latest, right before showtime, is that the report is going to be released online at the end of the week. Now, I will confirm everything that I can tomorrow. All right. So with that, I'm just ready to get this show cracking. So no news tonight, no fate or fact tonight, no in this day in history tonight, none of that. Let's get straight to it. And I'm going to start off with Margie K. Margie K.
Hi, Jimmy.
How are you? Congratulations.
Well, I'm great, and I am just thrilled that we made it 1 year. It doesn't seem like it could possibly be that long. It just seems like yesterday that we started everything. As you know, in last year, it took about 6 months to get the network off the ground. I called up my friend Race Hobbs, and I said, "Hey, Race, what are you doing? I have an idea. I want to start my own network." And the reason I wanted to start it is because me with my one show, I couldn't cover everything that I needed to or that I wanted to. It was impossible. So I knew that I needed to have an entire network with multiple shows on it. But little did I know that, of course, hiring the best producer on the planet, and Race and I go way back. We've been friends for many years. In fact, I was the first show on his network that he had before. And so we're very tight. And I knew he was the man for the job. Mm-hmm. And the first person he called was you. And you're the first person who said yes. So I thank you for that.
Yeah, that was pretty much the chain. Yeah. And happy Halloween.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Happy Halloween. And this had to be the date as well for the launch.
Yes.
I mean, it's just a given. Paranormal, Halloween go together. So that's, we'll do our anniversary special every year at Halloween. And I'll just tell you right now, the XCon is going to be in October 2023. So, and that'll be every year from now on will be in October. Last year we did it on Zoom. Okay.
Like everybody did.
Like everybody else did, but everybody wants to get back to in-person stuff, and I can't wait for the in-person, and we've got a lot of great stuff planned. In fact, I've already got speakers set up, and we've got some special things set up, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody that's involved in the network. My staff, Violet Wisdom is a writer, and she does our social media, and she keeps an eye on me to keep me going. Maria McKenzie is our finance manager, and she's our webmaster, so she's constantly working on that. My husband, Gene, of course, built our studio and offices, and Race Hobbs, number one guy. I can't thank him enough. This guy is the hardest working guy in show business, I think. he never stops. He's night and day. He's just so committed to the network, and he has managed to get just fantastic shows on our lineup. And then, of course, Lee Spiegel, bar none. There's nobody like Lee Spiegel. He is the best managing editor ever. And, of course, this was a suggestion from Race as well. And it was a good one because Lee doesn't miss a comma. He doesn't miss a quotation mark. He is great. And he's the managing editor of UnX Magazine, which we publish quarterly. So it's all connected. UnX Media is a publishing company. That's how I started. Then I had the magazine and now the network, and everything just kind of fits together, and everybody plays nice. So it's been great.
Now, before I'm going to bring Race in just a second, and I don't want to get behind schedule because we've got a tight schedule tonight. But for you, because you have the UnX Network where you can have all the programming, whether it's ghost hunting or it's Bigfoot, spirituality, life after death, UFOs, of course, conspiracies, everything. But where does your heart lie? The network. I mean, but what drives you? Where does your heart lie?
Well, a lot of things drive me, but that's the thing. I'm very interested in all those subjects, and I study all of them as much as I possibly can. I can't, but I realize there's no way I can do everything. But I read a lot, and I'm just very interested in all those subjects and have to be around it. That's just my life.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. And that's one of the, just like you, running your network, with me, with Fade to Black, anything that I have questions on, those are the guests that, you know what I mean? I can do wherever I'm at that day or that week, I can bring on a guest and talk about it. And it's just an honor and a privilege to be able to do that. And you're experiencing that with the UnX Network. You can study, bring on, and do whatever you want under this umbrella that we call the paranormal.
Absolutely. And that is the whole key. And I get to listen to the shows whenever I want as well. And I'm constantly checking in on the programs. Of course, I don't get to listen to everything all the time because we have so many, but I get a chance to listen to all of them at some point. And I can't believe how well this has gone up to this point and where we are now. And we're just blowing up. I mean, it's going viral, and in a large part due to you, Jimmy. So I got to give you a big thank you for that.
There's Race Hobbs. Race, how you doing, man?
Happy Halloween, you two.
Happy Halloween.
It is so good to be here. Thank you for the kind words, Margie. Look, this is amazing. This is one of those benchmark moments for me. Where I get the opportunity to share with all of the viewers out there and all of the folks listening on all of the streams that extend out from our studios up in Kansas City and from right here in Arkansas out to the world, 125 countries around the world. Jimmy, I want to extend a huge thank you and a big virtual hug to you.
Thank you, brother.
Just like Margie said, the first call I made was to my brother, Jimmy. To have Jimmy Church and Fade to Black and his army of Fadernauts, and to all of you, happy Halloween to all of you. It was a no-brainer that this is what we have to have anchoring this station out of the gate. This is going to extend our growth rate, by 1,000 if we can land Jimmy Church. And you know what Jimmy said? Jimmy, I'm not gonna let you say it. I'm gonna tell everybody what you said.
What did I say?
You said wherever you go, I go.
That's exactly what I said.
And,
yeah.
I'm having a little bromance palpitations, brother, right now. But I just want to welcome everybody as well and thank everyone for being here at our 1 year anniversary Halloween / birthday party. And Jimmy, to you and to Margie, and for all of your hard work and not only tonight, but for all year long, for this entire year to grow this amazing network. Thank you. Thank you for working with me and letting me be a part of this. It's just words can't even begin to wrap around how special it is to do something that so many people appreciate, take the time out of their busy days, their exhausting days, and come hang out with us for a little while, and then go away most of the time saying this was time well spent.
That's right.
Growing a radio station, a startup radio station and video streaming platform, from the ground up is no easy thing to do, and as all of you can imagine, and it takes a ton of hard work and dedication to all of these subjects that we cover and that we investigate and that we inquire within, to bring vetted talent and entertainment to one spot, for everybody to be able, because there is just so much of it out there. I think when Hillary Clinton's team, found out that I think UFOs were like the number 2 most searched subject on the internet, she came out and said, you know what, UFOs are something we need to look into. And it's like, ever since she did that, everything is just taken off exponentially for us. And I want to go down real quick before I run out of my time, because we've got a schedule we've got to keep and a lot of cool stuff to get to. I want to thank the shows on this network, starting with Jimmy, 4 nights a week anchoring this station. Margie, your UnX News show on Friday, which at the end of every week, we get the chance to spend an hour with Margie, and she always brings a really cool and interesting guest, an interesting subject matter, and she brings in some news and trending topics for us all every week. She's dangling the idea of making it longer and growing it, and I think she should. And so let's all harangue her into that. Let's prod her into that.
Oh, you sneaky!
I'm calling on the listeners. I'm not going to give out your email, but I should. But there's Adam Rodriguez with 3PNR. He does such a good job, and he is one of those ones that was a new show host that I had never heard of, that Margie came to me with, that turned out to be a really genuine fella that's learning a lot about what we're doing and about what's going on in the paranormal, and he has just tackled it professionally and does a real good job, and we're real proud to have Adam with us. Then there's Ben Hurl, all the way over down under in Australia, who brings it every week on video and on radio for us. Thank you, Ben. Dan Terry, who we're going to hear from later, with Most Haunted. Jimmy, he was just on your show last week. Everybody loved him. Whitley Strieber with Dreamland is here, and I just heard from Whitley today. He couldn't be with us tonight. He's overseas. He's not going to be back in the States and be back home until first week of December. But he has, you talk about story, talk about respect, talk about a personality that's been there and done that. This man started Dreamland in 1998 and has never missed a week. Never, not one show.
That's amazing.
That's unreal. That's a phenomenon in itself. And then let's move on. We could go to Mike Ricksecker, Connecting the Universe. He syndicates with us. His show can be found, on his platforms as well. Nick Hunter syndicates with us with UFO Chronicles podcast. There is no other show like it. No one can touch Nick over in the UK. I love him, and I thank him for, sharing his work with us. And it's just been an honor to work with Nick Hunter and UFO Chronicles all year long. Tony Rathman and the EVPE team, Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence show, phenomenal show every Monday leading off the station programming. Jeff Kingsbury is he's one of those outbound personalities that's, he's real skeptical about stuff. He's military trained and background, and he holds a hard line on, extraordinary claims need extraordinary proof, and it's good to have Jeff Kingsbury. Christina Gomez, young, tenacious personality, and a very professional person that I don't think there's anybody in her generation that can equal her. It's an honor to have her here with Shifting the Paradigm, and I wish she could have been here with us tonight. She's working and
she's trick or treating. I just texted her, and she said, I said, Christina, just put the bag down, back away from the candy, and so I'm trying to get her on a little bit later. But yeah, she's
one of the many things that she does has everything to do with a lot of people in the Halloween season.
Yeah,
and I'll just say, because she does so many different things. But
we'll leave that right there.
Right. But one of those things that she does has kept her super busy, and I understand, and I love her to death. Lee Spiegel, who's coming on in just a mere moments. I can't say enough about him. He has been counsel to me, a friend to me, a brother to me, and I just love it to death. And that the fact that I get to work with him every day is a dream come true. Such I mean, he'll be here. You'll get to, for folks that don't know who he is already, hasn't seen him or heard him, he has a super background, just chunk full of experience and a path that no one else has walked like it. He just that sort of genuine personality. Shannon Legros into the fray syndicates with us. She is a dynamic personality out there doing it big. Sarah V and Dee Dee on Paranormally Blonde. I love these girls on Monday nights as well. They've come every week. They're dedicated. They do a great show. We'll hear from them here in just a little while. 2 shows from Micah Hanks. From that, our brother Micah Hanks, he does Sasquatch Tracks with us and brings a cryptid content for us. And then he does the Micah Hanks show, which is unparalleled. Ryan Sprague syndicates with us with Somewhere in the Skies, another true younger personality that is really hardworking, just moved to Scotland and is getting settled in over there. Super proud of him. And Forever Darkness, Dave Schrader. Jimmy, you and I were after him, and he was like, let's do it. You asked him live on your radio show when you were interviewing him. You kind of cornered him live on worldwide radio and TV, and he just said, let's go. And then here he came. It's he does Paranormal 60 over here, his new effort, his new show, and it's taken off like wildfire. Nobody does it like Dave Schrader, and thank you, Dave, for being here on the UnX Network with us. The next new show to launch from the UnX platform will be on Thursday, November the 10th. It's called The Calling, The Forgotten Files, and that's with Shannon Rogers and Jennifer Lee. And we'll hear from Shannon later in the show. Jennifer couldn't make it. So, we have a super strong paranormal roster. There's a few others that I'll probably miss, but for the sake of time, I've got to keep moving. Covering UFOs.
Hey, Race.
Yeah.
I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to cut you off because I have Andrea Perrin with us.
Well, you could cut me off for that beautiful creature anytime.
Hang on.
Let me. Hi, darling. Hi. I don't have any bandwidth or whatever here.
You're
so
fine.
I don't have a picture. I will call you. I'll call you. Okay. All right. Okay. Love you. Thank you. Thank you. My heart. Hi. Yes, I am. And unfortunately, I don't have enough signal here to show you the house and to introduce you to Jacqueline, the owner. But can you hear me okay?
I hear you.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. I only have a few minutes because we still have an ongoing event here. But to be a part of your show tonight and to actually be able to do it right from my childhood home is a pleasure and a privilege. And you're really one of the good guys, Race. And I really love you so much. And I thank you for inviting me on your show tonight.
I'm always an honor, sweetheart. Always in.
Okay.
I'm
gonna do
a couple of things. Let me pull Ray down. Andrea.
Are you there, honey?
I said
Andrea.
Okay. It's just
going on.
Say what? Say that again.
I said Andrea with echo.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do about that, honey.
It's okay.
I don't.
Andrea?
Yes, honey.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you as well. And we just showed The Conjuring at the house, and we had a full house, and John Tenney showed up out of nowhere. Zaffis walked in the door last night. This has been a magical, magical weekend, and I encourage everybody within earshot of me to find a way to Harrisville, Rhode Island, and to experience this magical, mystical portal cleverly disguised as a farmhouse.
Andrea Perrin, thank you so much, Andrea. Happy Halloween, and I'll reach out to you tomorrow, and we'll get you on Fade to Black next week.
Fantastic. Love you, darling. You take care.
Andrea Perrin. Thank you so much, Andrea. Live from the Conjuring house, and it doesn't get any better than that, does it?
No, it sure doesn't.
Well, I wish we had a better signal there, because she and I had planned to have.
It's live radio.
It is. We had planned for her to be able to walk through and show us her bedroom and some of the other things.
Yeah, Race, don't worry about it. She is such a beautiful person and everything. You know, I just watched a special on the Warrens the other day, and man, it's just the Conjuring house and Andrea. And that she is with us and part of this community, and of course celebrating the 1-year anniversary tonight with us on Halloween is very, very cool. So I want to thank Andrea for coming in tonight. She's absolutely amazing. Andrea, thank you so much. Let me see. I think she might still be there. Hold on for a second. Andrea, hold on for a second, Andrea.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Thank you, Andrea.
Love you, sweetheart. Thank you. Best wishes to everyone for a happy Halloween.
The absolute very best. Andrea Perrin. And with that, I'm going to take a quick break. We got to get that in, Race. Got to pay the bills. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, the 1-year anniversary of the UnX Network. We've got back-to-back special guests tonight. It's going to be a packed show. Everybody stay right there. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black Blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at jimmychurchradio.com. Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
Do you have an interest in the paranormal? Then you'll love the UnXNetwork.com. The X is your streaming audio and video for everything supernatural, strange, and mysterious, like UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts, and so much more. From hosts like Jimmy Church, Whitley Strieber, Micah Hanks, and Christina Gomez. Visit the UnXNetwork.com show page for a complete list of all the paranormal programs you'll find on the X. Be sure to follow us on Twitter for updates at KUNXDB. Follow our Facebook group, UnX Network. Find the podcast on Spotify, iHeart, Audible, and Apple Podcast. It's time.
It's new.
It's the X.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Manson. You're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, our Halloween special. Happy Halloween, everybody. As you can see, my costume tonight, I'm Richard Petty. That's right, number 43. There it is right there. Got my Richard Petty costume on tonight. I've got my co-host here because it is the 1-year anniversary of the UnX Network. I have got Margie K with us. I've got Ray's Hobbs with us. It is a great evening. How cool was it, everybody, to hear from Andrea Perrin live from the Conjuring house? Race.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
I wish we could have seen a little bit more and and heard more about the Conjuring house.
Yeah, it was good. It was really nice of her to take the time.
Yeah,
to have a really busy weekend there and a super busy night, of course.
They got a TV crew in there. They've got all those people in there. They got people running around, and she's the rock star. Man, that was awesome.
Yeah, literally the house where she grew up.
Yeah.
The farm where she grew up, where it all went down, where all the books and the movies are, centered around.
And we got Andrea FaceTiming us. So what's up? It's just like, man, it was awesome. It was so cool. And now we got to stay on schedule here. We got to stay on schedule. We got to bring in the man himself, Lee Spiegel. Lee, how you doing, my brother?
Hello, happy Halloween, Jimmy, Margie, Race. Wow.
Hi, Lee.
It's the first time we've all been together in one place.
It is.
Yeah, I guess so. Is that right?
Well, you and I were just doing this, about a week ago on your show, Jimmy?
Yeah, but I think you're right. I don't know if the four of us have ever been at the same place at the same time. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
No.
Wow.
And, well, we'll do it again in a year for sure. I can guarantee that.
I'm actually talking to your niece in the Fade to Black chat room on YouTube.
That would be Tanya.
Tanya, yeah, she's she came and chimed in and told me that she was your niece.
She and her husband Dwight, living in New Hampshire, they're ghost hunters sleuthing all the haunted places in and around New England.
Oh, how cool!
So I said you ought to check out this show tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Dwight.
Uncle Lee.
Yes,
Uncle Lee.
I've been called many things before, including that.
I need to hang out with Tanya and get the dope. I got to get the real doo doo on Lee Spiegel.
Well, there's not a lot of doo doo. It's more like poop.
Oh man! So Lee, I'm going to speak for Margie and Race, if I may, for a second, and say thank you for being a part of the team. But it was a really big deal to all of us to reach out to you and to have you say, you know what, let's do this. It was a big deal for all of us, and I want to thank you for accepting the challenge.
Well, it didn't actually seem like a challenge to me. Being with all of you, being with the network, all the other hosts, talk about a dream job. When Margie offered me the position of being the managing editor for the UnX magazine, this was, for me, it was like walking into a 24-hour paranormal candy store. I mean,
yeah. You
and
get to see it all.
Well, it's been an amazing experience because I have prior experience of editing things when I had 7 years of writing and editing for the Huffington Post, and that's where I kind of learned all of my copywriting and writing licks. And then when you decided that you wanted me to be a partner in crime with you doing the magazine, I said, yes, I couldn't pass that up. And all the issues, I almost wish that they were monthly instead of quarterly, but I know the work that goes into it. I know how much work you put into it.
Yeah, Lee, we have such a tight schedule tonight.
Right.
But I want a quick answer out of you.
Okay.
With everything that you cover and your vast knowledge, but what's your favorite thing to write about?
Oh, well, UFOs certainly. If it has an edge to it, it has to have a real edge, because I'm not happy talking about, even on my own show. I don't really like doing shows where it's the same old stuff. Oh, what did the politicians say this week? What's the military trying to, sweep under the rug this week? I don't care about that kind of thing anymore. I'd much rather get to the simple nitty-gritty of UFOs, because there's always a story there. There's always something there. And despite the proclamations of the hard-nosed skeptics and the debunkers, they're not looking into this. They're not doing any real hard investigative work. And you can almost tell when you hear them trying to explain things away that shouldn't be explained away. And I lately I've been on kind of the warpath about a variety of people who, the policymakers. My attitude is, who's in charge here anyway?
Right.
I mean, who's running the UFO show? And I remind people, this is not just an American issue. This is global. We need to remember that. And it's not a new thing. This has been going on. Hell, the United States Air Force told their cadets in 1968 in an academy textbook, Introductory Space Science, part of the physics curriculum for our future leaders in the Air Force. And they were telling the Air Force cadets, for their eyes only, available evidence seems to indicate humans and extraterrestrials, or at the very least UFOs, have been interacting with each other for almost, and here it comes, 50,000 years. I mean, really, why would the Air Force want to tell their cadets anything like that? And then about a year later, close down their Project Blue Book completely.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Lee was alive back then to see all of that 50,000. He had a camera. Hey, Lee, seriously,
Yes.
thank you for everything. Later on this week, the new UFO report is going to be released. I would like to get you back on the Fade to Black as soon as possible so we can address that directly. But on behalf of the community, Race and Margie, thank you for being a part of the team, my friend.
Thank you for inviting me to be part of the team.
Thank you so much, Lee.
Love all of you guys.
Thank you so much. Lee Spiegel, everybody. Thank you, Lee. And now I've got a special guest in the green room. Before we get to, should I say he or she? I don't want to tip. I don't want to tip the hat. So before we get to that, I've got a clip from Paranormally Blonde. Race, I'm going to run this really quick. Here we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the Blondes, the Paranormally Blondes. Let's bring them in and let's talk to them about their experience here on the X. Sarah, DD, it's great to have you two here. Thanks for joining us tonight on Halloween.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we have a lot of fun on Monday nights. You know, Monday nights working with you ladies it's a joy. You have been so consistent. I've worked with a lot of shows that, you know, when they come, you know, they'll do 3 shows, they take a break or they'll miss one or whatever. You know, and it happens from time to time, but you ladies have been so consistent, which is really important when it comes to growth. When you're trying to build something, you need to stay at it. But you know, for a Monday, I tell people all the time, my Mondays are great at work. You know, people are like, Monday, oh my God. And I don't regret it a bit, because when the sun goes down, the lights come on and the Paranormally Blondes are here, and it's always a good time. I want to thank you for all of us here at the UnX Network for making the decision when I offered it to you to come over and hang out with us here at the X. It's been a pleasure working with you ladies all year, and tell the viewers and the listeners a little bit about, you know, what you guys do and what you got going on.
Well, first, you know, it's been so awesome to join the network, to the UnX family. You know, I think for us, you know, we're consistent, and it's so much more than just being consistent, because it's what you need for growth. It truly is something we enjoy doing. We always say it's our little escape, and it's been fun to share that escape with everybody on the UnX. It's, you know, we are 2 very different investigators, and, you know, we're friends, and we do very different things, and we love meeting every single person. Not just, you know, paranormal is, I think, so much, it's so little about the dead and so much more about the living. And it's been so interesting to meet all those living people.
I like that. That was really cool. And you're right. You know, your passion, the passion that you two have for what you're doing, that's the magic of the show.
I hope so. I mean, what do you think, Dee Dee? I mean,
I agree. I mean, we do. We've been working together for 3 years, and I'm always excited when I get to talk to Sarah and share. I mean, you're one of the first people, anything that goes on, I'm going to send you a message, you know? So, I mean, we've developed a friendship, and now we've got Race, and I've met so many people, and I actually wrote an article for the magazine, and that was all because of, you know, being pushed to try and do that. And it really brought out a whole new piece of myself that I'm really excited about. And I never would have done that if I hadn't been here with the network. So,
well, I'm going to tell you, you did a fantastic job. Look,
thank you.
I didn't, you know, I've had dreams just like everybody else. There was a period in my life where they stopped, and then they picked back up just recently. And so now that they're back, and I've never thought I would get them back. But now that they're back, that article slammed into my head hard, boy, because there's so many aspects to analyzing all of the components and the elements of a dream. So, folks, if you get the chance, go over to UnXNetwork.com. You can get a free subscription. That ding was right on time. Right on time. Go over there to the network. You could get a free copy of the X. Dee Dee, you did a wonderful job, and I hope that you'll contribute more in the future, because the managing editor was really smitten by you. He thought that you did a really good job.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you.
I love that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was really a high compliment, that you just gave us, and I appreciate that, because I'm the program director and producer and engineer. Like, there's so much more to the UnX Network. I mean, it's a media company. There's a lot to it. And I love Kansas City, because like all roads lead to Kansas City, right? So home office is up there, and we look forward to the XCon 2023. See, we did it virtually this year because of, of course, the pandemic. So hopefully next year, if we haven't blown ourselves all up before then, we will all be able to come together in person and hang out and break bread together and complete this companionship that we have. Because I just love Paranormally Blondes on Monday night. You guys do a great job. Tell the folks a little bit about the content that you guys bring.
I think we bring a little bit of everything. I think we're not just we don't just bring on the investigators, but we like to dive into just you investigate, but what are things within paranormal or the community that really you're passionate about? And you always hear the first question most people ask, which what got you started? But there's so much more. That's such a basic question. So we dive into everything. We want to learn everything. I know Dee Dee really loves UFOs and that sort of that topic, and we don't know. We want to learn from everybody. So the network really opened it up to you guys have a great paranormal or a UFO community and cryptid community, and so that really sort of opened up the floodgates for us to see what else is out there and bring in more content that's not just ghost related, even though that might be my first love,
right?
But the paranormal community is huge.
We'll watch. We'll continue with Paranormally Blonde, Sarah and Dee Dee in just a bit. But right now, Race, very special guest I want to bring in. I do. And it, because this is Fade to Black, I'm going to say, what's up, James Fox? How you doing, my man?
You guys just sprung that on me.
I was watching right now. This is what I'm going to do. I was trying to get you with your finger in your nose or something, James, but
a second earlier, you would have nailed it.
James Fox, congratulations and welcome here with all of us from the UnX Network. Of course, Margie is with us and Race is with us. Congratulations on the success of Moment of Contact. Sensational film.
Thank you, guys. It's been a long slog.
I'll bet.
Oh, my Lord.
It's kind of funny. Margie and Race, I don't know if you're aware of this, but just last week, James and I were hanging out here in Los Angeles for the premiere, and that was just incredible, man. And it must have made you feel so good, James.
It was so fun. It's the first time I've had a premiere, and I've been making documentaries for almost 30 years, and so it was a special night. We had a lot of fun. I'm trying to remember, Jimmy, did you come to the after party?
I did a drive-by. Don't throw me under the bus on live radio. Don't throw me under the bus. He did that on purpose, man.
I didn't think I saw you, but I just had to check.
Yeah. You guys, you Hollywood types.
Oh, please.
You guys.
I've never lived in Hollywood.
They did this after party. I heard it ran till 4 a.m.
Oh, please.
things that they were doing, and I was like, man, I got to get up tomorrow. I can't do what you guys do.
I had to go live on Fox News the following morning. I did not stay up too late that night. I have to go to bed.
So, James and Margie and Ray's, you can jump in at any point. But James, lots of positive media coverage. I've been watching, and when you get to the tier 1 media level, that moment of contact has been doing that kind of positive response. That doesn't happen too often in Hollywood with this type of film, does it?
Well, I was kind of shocked because we're dealing with an alleged UFO crash and alleged live creatures, aliens, beings, whatever you want to call them, walking through the town in broad daylight. And it just seems so outlandish. It seems so unbelievable that I was concerned because I knew my initial reaction to the story was it couldn't have happened. It didn't happen. Nothing of this magnitude could happen and the whole world not know about it. So I was like a little concerned about how the mainstream media would receive this film. And I think it's a bit of a slow burn, but remarkably so. It's been more positive than I expected.
I'm going to ask you a direct question that you probably have never been asked. Okay. All right.
What's my favorite color?
Okay.
I like camo. Okay.
Here's the deal. Over the last 4 or 5 years, we've seen 3 videos from the Navy, a couple of other odds and ends. But something that would tip the scale,
yes,
is video from Brazil. And have you been searching for that? Is there video out there? Could we be surprised, or would we be surprised if a video surfaced?
Well, one thing that I'm rather optimistic about is that there was a guy, Paccaccini, who is one of the leading investigators on the case from 1996, who I think around 2002, 2004 vanished. Like he was completely unreachable. Like we weren't even sure whether he had even died or not. And he resurfaced about a week ago.
Oh.
And he has direct contact with high-level Brazilian military authorities. And he is revealing details about this alleged photographic and videotaped evidence unlike this case is ever known. And he has tremendous contacts. I can just tell your audience that this guy's very well connected, and he is determined and to track this down. And he's even seen it. And he's revealing details about what this 35-second video reveals. And so I'm rather optimistic. Look, we've just because you find something, you located something, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can get your hands on it. So the fact that we've got this new Brazilian, participation after 18 years of silence on board, helping us locate and get our hands on this footage is a very encouraging point. I can't reveal too much. I don't want to sound like I'm going to be evasive on this whole thing, but
Yeah, okay. I don't want you to squirm. I didn't know about it. I'm going to let everybody know. I did not expect that answer to come out of James, but that would be what we have been waiting for, right? In the UFO community in general. I mean,
we are very, very close to it. I'm told that there were a number of copies made because one of my biggest concerns is, I obviously wouldn't want to reveal any potential contact out of fear that they would get a knock at the door, the military would show up and then confiscate anything that they have.
Sure.
I just found out yesterday that the sources have made multiple copies and have have them in different locations scattered throughout Brazil and even possibly United States. So that was very encouraging to hear. There's rumblings of, potential meetings in the very near future. It's known that there's a very high dollar amount for reward for said footage. It's just, we're taking this one day at a time right now. But if there's anybody out there that doesn't think that I'm doing everything in my power to get my hands on it, think again.
Yeah, right.
Man, there's all types out there. I was defending you today, James.
Yeah.
That you were accused of being a cult leader and taking money for your documentaries.
Oh my God.
and I had to. I'm going to send you the screen capture, but you'll have to. You'll have to do an.
Please don't.
You'll have to do an updated version of the documentary. If you were able to be successful with this, and James, before you have to move on. I know you've got a big premiere coming up in New York, but man, I don't get to talk to you enough, but I just wanted to tell you thank you for what you do. Nobody does it better than you. Nobody. And you have represented this subject with the utmost professionalism and class. And, I'm truly lucky to ever have your ear when I get it. And, that who I am. I feel like $1 million every time I get to talk to you because I just hold you in that high esteem. And I know everybody that knows you out here feels the same.
I'm absolutely humbled by that, Race. Thank you so much. I mean, I could almost draw a tear from that.
Man, race, that was with feeling, right?
I know that was beautiful.
As a director, that's what James says. Let's do one more with feeling.
Can you put some more emotion in that? Can I feel how you're really feeling inside?
You reach down and get to your De Niro.
When I have to do that professionally, I channel James. And I can,
oh my God!
Hey James, you're getting ready to premiere in New York.
Yeah, I know. I would like to. I'm hoping this catches fire. I would like to go to Texas. We did something in Arizona. Do something all across the United States of America. I've been talking with these executives at Regal. I'm doing the best I can independently with very little resources. For whatever, the distribution company got acquired by another company, and they don't really know this genre very well or how well these things generally perform. So it's been a bit of an uphill battle, but I'm trying to do premieres not just on the East Coast, not just on the West Coast, but throughout all of America. So that's my goal, and you got to start somewhere.
The Heartland would appreciate that.
Well, James, thank you for being our surprise guest on the show tonight. And I would love to get you in Kansas City to do a premiere.
I would.
We're going to have to talk.
I talked to the guys at Regal, and it's really funny because he goes, well, I don't know if anyone's interested in this UFO stuff. We're highly dubious about this. And I think you're underestimating the potential of, this genre, and just please bear with me. And so we kind of proved it on the LA premiere. Hopefully we're going to prove it again on the New York premiere, and then possibly scattered throughout all of the Heartland. That's my goal.
And that would be Kansas City next. James.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, my friend. And again, congratulations.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. We're trying.
And to everybody out there, James will be on Thursday night with Lee Spiegel. I want to thank Lee Spiegel for helping us get James on tonight. He'll be on Lee's show Thursday night and then on Margie's show on Friday night. So
on the 11th.
It's James Fox week.
Yay.
On the 8th.
James Fox week. James, congratulations, my friend. Behave, get some rest, and keep rolling that rock uphill.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all your support and enthusiasm. It really means the world to me. I can't overstate that.
James,
happy Halloween, brother.
Happy Halloween, James.
Right back at you.
James Fox, thank you so much, my friend. This is Fade to Black. This is our Halloween special, but it's also the first anniversary of the UnX Network with my co-host, Margie K., Race Hobbs. I am Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. We'll be right back after this short break. We've got lots more coming. Stay with us.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, VX.
Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
This is Billy Carson, founder and CEO of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv is the fastest growing and one of the most watched networks in the world. And I would like to personally invite you to check out our expanding library of TV, film, lectures, and special presentations. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv has over 6,000 videos covering lost history, health, UFOs, spirituality, and our future. We are committed to our community, and with my personal invitation, you can, right now, get your own free 30-day membership at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Your own library of information starts today at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv.
Because you never got that pony you always wanted. Damn it. Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network.
Listen, I know, and you know, that you've always wanted your first crystal skull. Or maybe you're a collector just like me, but you just don't know where to go to find the real thing. Then I met Carolyn Ford over at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Carolyn is the guardian of Einstein, one of the most respected ancient crystal skulls in the world. All of her unique skulls have been imprinted sitting with Einstein in his sacred lodge and are carved from the finest gemstone and materials. Imprinting is the process of receiving the ancient wisdom from the master skull or master computer, Einstein the Ancient Crystal Skull. To see Carolyn's current collection of crystal skulls, just visit her store at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com or click on the banner over on our site. Don't forget to use the promo code Jimmy at checkout to receive 10% off of your order today. That's promo code Jimmy. Finding your first or next crystal skull is easy. Just visit EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Race Hobbs here, repping the X, and you're locked on to Fade to Black with my homie Jimmy Church. Powered by the Fader Dots and the UnX Network.com.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier, and this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. Yes. We are of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier, and I'm Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers, and you're listening to Jimmy Church. The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernaut by just going to our membership section at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black.
Welcome back. Fade to Black, the first anniversary of the UnX Network. And it's on Halloween. And I've got my co-host with me,
of course, the one and only Margie K, and Race Hobbs. And Race, everybody wants to know what's your Halloween costume?
I'm not.
And hold on. Remember, Margie, you cannot type when you have live mic.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, this is how loud that was.
No way. I thought I was on mute.
It's live radio. All right. I just got to. Wow, man, I'm feeling strange. That I just told Margie she can't type live during the show. All right. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Now, it is Halloween. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. We just had James Fox on. We had Lee Spiegel on. I had to interrupt the Paranormally Blonde video, but we'll squeeze that in later on tonight. I've got two other unannounced special guests that Margie and Race don't know about too as well, and that'll be happening. But it is Halloween, Margie. See, now,
you're muted, Marge. Now you're muted.
No. You know, I drove 8 hours today, and I just did a long paranormal conference. I'm not all here. Okay, but I would expect nothing less, Jimmy, than for you to have a couple of guests show up that I don't know anything about.
Yeah. I'll enjoy the moment when it happens. But in the meantime, it's Halloween, Margie, and I've got a video here that I'm going to let you. I'm going to bring the volume down, but I'm going to start airing it now. Here we go. Okay, let's stop this right here. The Haunted Vale. Tell us about the Vale Mansion.
Okay, this is a very famous place in Independence, Missouri, which, in case you don't know where that is, that's right next to Kansas City. We border with Kansas City. It's where Harry Truman was born. And this place is just fantastic. I would just raise the volume and let people listen to the narrative.
Here we go.
Businessman Harvey M. Vale and his wife Sophia. It is a beautiful example of Second Empire architecture. The house was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1969 and designated locally in 2002. It is open to the public as a museum. It features 31 rooms with 14 feet high ceilings, and amenities original to the house include speaking tubes, gasoliers, indoor running hot and cold water, and flush toilets. The Vale Mansion was the first house in Jackson County with indoor plumbing. The mansion is located on a 630-acre estate originally, but now reduced to a mere 5.6 acres, which included a vineyard and orchard. Vale was an attorney who built his wealth by investing in several business ventures, primarily interests in the construction of the Erie Canal. He was also part owner and operator of Star Mail routes with rights for the route to Santa Fe. Vale was a prominent figure. The mansion became the showplace of Jackson County and offered lavish hospitality to notables of the 1880s and 1890s, including many U.S. senators and congressional representatives. In the early 1880s, Vale was involved in the Star Route scandal. Charged with defrauding the government, he faced 2 trials in 1882 and 1883. Both of them ended in a not guilty verdict. In February 1883, while he was in Washington, D.C., his wife Sophia, who had been diagnosed with stomach cancer, was found dead at home from a morphine overdose in what was a case of suspected suicide. Vale placed his dead wife in a coffin with a glass lid and buried it in the front yard with the top visible so he could see her every day. The neighbors complained to the city, who demanded that Vale move the coffin, which he buried in an unknown location on the property. Neighbors in the area purposely avoid walking on the sidewalk nearest the mansion because they often see the ghost of Sophia Vale walking on the grounds. The house changed hands multiple times over the ensuing decades. In 1908, it became a sanatorium, which housed some residents in cages in the basement. Several people who worked in the mansion said that they would sometimes hear cages rattling, screams and moans coming from the basement, and that they refused to enter that area. During my own investigation of the property on several occasions, I ran into ghostly spirits in the bedrooms when some invisible person sat on the beds, and on the 3rd floor where 3 male ghosts smoked cigars, which gave off a strong odor. Visitors and workers report hearing conversations when no one is in the house, footsteps on the stairs, and doors open and closing by themselves. None feel that there are malevolent spirits in the house, just restless past residents who refuse to leave. In 1983, the mansion was acquired by the City of Independence for a donation by Mrs. DeWitt and underwent a long-term restoration project. The Harvey M. Vale Mansion is now a museum operated by the Vale Victorian Society. The home, which has been featured on the Travel Channel, once had regular haunted tours, but now only hosts ghost tours during October each year. Perhaps if you visit the mansion, you'll see ghosts inside the mansion and maybe Mrs. Vale walking the grounds outside.
That place is completely haunted.
It is terribly haunted.
That place, man. Okay. Great presentation, Margie.
Yeah, that was cool.
I would.
Thank you.
I would move into that house tomorrow.
Oh, so would I. Absolutely.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah, if the city would give it up. The thing is, they actually closed the 3rd floor for a time. And they said it was because the fire department said that there could only be so many people somewhere. And what it was really that I found out from people who worked there was it was so haunted up there that people kept getting pushed and shoved, especially women. And so they closed it off for a long time. But they've since reopened the 3rd floor. But I think, because I actually saw 3 ghosts at one time, 3 men smoking cigars, I think back in the day, the men would go to another room to smoke. Wow. I'll bet they went up there, and that was their smoking room. Yeah. And that's why I saw them, and they didn't like women to be there. And so that's why the women keep getting shoved.
That was typical. That was typical. They would definitely, parlor upstairs where the smoke didn't have to rise through the rest of the house.
Hey, Ray, when you hear the words haunted house, that's what you picture in your mind, right?
Man, it is quintessential. It has the silhouette of like the monsters, man. Like a thunderstorm.
That place is awesome.
It is.
Our next guest is ready to go, and I'll announce him in just a minute. But I'm just letting DT know. See if I can get his attention. That we're going to pull him. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he got the thumbs up. Is that what was up with the exposed coffin on the prop? Who does that?
That no one does that.
Well,
that is bizarre.
There was one other person that did it that I know of.
Really?
His name was Tony Alamo.
Where was this?
In Alma, Arkansas. Tony Alamo was like a minister, and he had what people nowadays literally call a cult. He had a big patch of land, 200, I think, something acres in the woods up in Alma, Arkansas, right off Interstate 40. And they were like Moonies,
But they had exposed coffins on the property?
His wife died.
What?
Susan Alamo passed away, and he put her in a glass. Now, listen, he had a mansion there, and it had like a circle drive. You came up, winding through, and you come up, and it opens up, and there's the mansion, and it had a circle that went around it, and then there was the mansion right there. And in that circle, he built like a 4-pillar column thing with an open top on it. And he presented her coffin inside that with a glass top on it. And then later, when the rumors got out that was the deal, he moved her. When you walk into the doors, because I've been there personally myself, went in this house after he was gone to federal prison. But literally, when you open the 2 big front doors, right there in the foyer, he had marble imported from Egypt or Africa over there, and this whole thing was so ornately done. But he had this presentation platform right there in the middle. Right when you walked into that mansion, you saw her dead body in that coffin.
Oh man, no way! Oh man, no way! All right. It is Halloween, and we can't do Halloween without a glass top coffin, dead wife story. But,
and shots.
Yeah, so there we
go. And we got 2.
Yeah, we got 2. Now I'm bringing in Dan Terry. Dan.
All right.
Good evening, boys and ghouls. How are we?
It's the ghost host with the most haunted.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Thank you, Dan, for saying yes to me when I asked you if you would like to do the show.
Well, thank you for asking me. It's been quite an adventure.
Dan, did you see that video of the Vale? Have you been to the Vale Mansion?
I have. Unfortunately, nothing happened. I was just there visiting, but they told me I could come back. Apparently, I got a good reputation with the folks at the Marshall's house there in Independence.
Right.
After I ghost hunted there, and they'd heard of me and said I could come back. I just haven't got the chance yet.
That place, I've seen creepy things. Of course, Margie's narration with the spooky music doesn't help, but that place is haunted, man. That house.
Doesn't it look a lot like the house at the beginning of Scooby-Doo?
Yeah. And knowing that you can get access in October when we do XCon 2023, we might have to incorporate maybe a walkthrough or something over there.
It's on the schedule, Race. It's already on the schedule. You just gave away the big surprise.
Well, it's a special event, so why not, right?
Oh yeah.
But it is. It looks just like Jimmy was talking. It's a quintessential haunted house, man. Lightning and thunder and storms and wind at night.
Yeah.
What about it? I'm not going in.
Yeah. Hey, Margie, can I get you to bring your volume down just a skosh?
Sure.
Just a skosh, just a skosh, which just means a tick. So, Dan, welcome back. It seems like you were just on the show yesterday.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Yes, you were. But here's the thing for me. When you walk up to a location like the Vale Mansion, right, and you're looking at it from the outside, can you tell at that moment that there's something going on?
I could look at that place in a picture and tell there's something going on, but no, right. I'm not psychic. It's just I could see from the pictures we just saw there what's going on. It's got to be haunted.
And does that happen with the locations that you go to? If you don't know anything in advance, right, and you go up, do you go, yeah, okay, here we go?
Yeah, if I walk in and the hair starts tingling on the back of my neck, I know it's going to be a good night.
You don't have any hair.
Oh, I got it on the back of my, just not here.
Okay. But, because I hear that over and over again from different researchers when they walk in, they okay, all right. Yeah, I feel something. I sense something. What is it the hair on the back of your neck? Or is it something internal? Is it a voice maybe?
That's just me. I am not psychic at all, but if the hair's tingling on the back of my neck, there's something close. That may be a holdover from caveman days when, we needed something to alert you to danger.
It's your spidey sense.
Right.
I hesitate to call it that, but yeah, basically.
I want to thank you, Dan, not only for the great show that you did on Fade to Black last week, but what you have brought to the UnX Network and And on behalf of Margie and Race, just thank you for your hard work and your Most Haunted is just a great program. Thank you.
Well, thanks, and thanks for putting me on Fade to Black. I had a great host, so I couldn't help but look good.
You know what? I'm going to say that Margie knows. Race definitely knows this. Hosting is one thing. It's when you have a great guest that I am able to be a host, and that is no joke. That is no joke.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I heard you on the old Coast to Coast and our Art Bell's old show, and you could get a turnip to speak. Come on.
You know what? I tell people? Thank you for that. But my miniature schnauzer Malcolm can host this show with the guests that I'm able to have. I'm not kidding, and really that it's an honor and a privilege to have guests like you. And hosts like yourself, it just makes my job easy and fun, and it's really true.
Well, we did have a good time the other night, I gotta say.
Dan Terry, thank you so much, my friend. And you're on Friday nights on the X.
Yes, sir, on Most Haunted.
Yeah, Most Haunted. Thank you so much, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, Dan, thank you so much. Happy Halloween. Go and behave.
We'll do it. Y'all stay spooked.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Dan.
Bye,
Happy
Dan.
Halloween, brother.
Dan Terry, and that was a great show last week with Dan, and to get the amount of email that I did, Race and Margie, about Dan, and it wasn't necessarily it was about his personality, and I got comment after comment of why wouldn't a spirit want to hang out with Dan, right? Of course. He's just got that personality.
That's true. He is. He's got a wonderful personality, and he's very grounded in his path to his answers. So I really appreciate the job he does every week.
And let's just keep this going. I'm going to stay on schedule, and I'm going to say, Alan B. Smith, welcome to the show.
Alan.
He is muted.
Alan, unmute yourself. Just click on that little mute button.
You think I'd learned by now.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween, brother.
Happy Halloween, brother. How are you
Hi,
doing?
Alan.
I have a friend here that also wanted to kind of say hi to everybody. So happy
Look
Halloween.
at that. He's got Baby Yoda with it.
Yeah. Well, he's been on this thing looking for dilithium crystals, and I'm like, no, dilithium crystals are Star Trek. Kuiper crystals are Star Wars. Never the two shall meet. But he's really charming, so I'm kind of humoring him for the time.
It's good to see you, Alan.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Alan's the best. Alan, just real quick, what did you think of a short answer? What did you think of Andor?
I love Andor.
Yeah, me too.
I think there's 3 episodes left. But even though everyone's calling it a slow burn, it's so well written and the acting is awesome.
Yeah, Alan, I'm going to get you to step into your mic.
You got it. Yep.
Yeah, step into your mic. I like this, the cinematic, the colors, and there's also, it's a washed out look, which I love, different for Star Wars, but it's also like a retro, the technology, everything is like, like steampunkish, you know what I mean? It's not the glitz and glamour that we're used to with sci-fi stuff. It's like a nowtro thing.
It is. It's kind of like Blade Runner meets Star Wars, and it works really well. And even the music is a completely different style than what we're used to. But you said steampunk. I would say, however, in Boba Fett, the whole steampunk thing there was a fail for me. That was really yeah. I hated it. Oh my gosh! Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, everyone's got their own jam, and that's the cool thing with Star Wars. We have so many different tastes and genres within the grander genre now. So I think it's awesome.
Now, I wanted to ask you, Alan. I was very excited to have you on. The much anticipated UFO report was not released today. What do you think is going on?
Well, I'm kind of okay with this because I did a pre-record for Coffee and UFOs where that was discussed, and I couldn't get it up in time. So that buys me another day to post it tomorrow. So I'm going to have that episode up tomorrow, and we'll comment on it hopefully before it comes out. But I don't know. I kind of think that it's it might be a good sign. Because if it was something really easy, they can just schedule, rush, pump it out, move on to the next thing. This tells me that, well, one, there's a lot going on with Ukraine, which certainly, affects the speed at which the committee, their attention span and focus is spread thin right now. But I think that they're doing this calculatedly. So I'm in the camp that this is going like slow and steady, and I wasn't PO'd at the last one because we didn't get everything that we wanted. There were some hints, there was a little bit of progress, and I mean that's how I see any kind of disclosure / just soft disclosure going. They're not going to just come out with everything all at once and line up all the witnesses and say, here it is, folks. So I think we're making progress, and so hopefully we'll get it within a day or two.
There's a big rumor, and Race, you can jump in too, or we can talk about this later, Race. This whole thing that they're going to pin all of this on China. It's like, wait a minute. I just think that is social media talking, and I don't think it's based on anybody's insight or knowledge of this report. But I'm sure, Alan, you've seen the same things I have. What do you make of that?
Well,
and Alan, lean into your mic, man.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the mic, but my apologies.
There you go.
It came out of the New York Times, and I'm like, this was just a clickbait article. As far as this was not journalism at all. It just kind of rehashed some old points, and that's all it was. So I don't take it seriously at all. I think we'll get some real journalism to follow up on the actual hearings later once we actually. So there's. I'm not a big Twitter person. Lately, I've been spending more time there and I'll interact a little bit more, and then I'm like, okay, I'm out because, there's just so much trolling and toxic behavior. People just saying things, and I'm talking about some journalists too.
Yes,
they're saying things just to get clickbaits, and I'm like, really? Is this what you're doing?
That's the nightmare that happened to network news. We don't have network news anymore.
Right. It's talk. It's talk radio, opinion radio.
Yeah,
and Twitter's kind of like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
They have to compete. I mean, it's our fault. We're the ones who want to consume the craziness.
Yeah.
Well, here's I'll state the fact though. Here's the fact. The fact is, anybody on Twitter that says they know something about this report, they're lying. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. It's just an opinion. It's just an opinion. It's that's all it is. Nobody knows. And that's the reality of it. And so you watch the toxicity, right? The arguing back and forth. You guys are arguing about something that you know nothing about.
And it's 99% of that the whole way.
Yeah, it's so funny to me. Mm-hmm. So funny.
Well, you know what it is too. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I just wanted to add that the show Paranormal Now, which everybody knows as Paranormal Now, I just want to let everyone know that I've changed the title, so it's now Mystic Lounge. So the RSS feed, all that is the same. After 6 years, I'm completely changing the title. It's because I'm expanding some of the content that I'm going to bring on the show. So I just want to share that with everybody tonight.
That sounds interesting.
Are you going crystals on us? Are you going crystals? Well, you go crystals?
Yeah.
It's fine with me if you go crystals, Alan.
Twitter's driven me to self-help. But to kind of kick that off a little bit, I've got two great guests coming up. I've got Daniel Pinchbeck. He's the author of Breaking Open Your Head and Open the Head. And then I've got Tyler Henry coming on the 10th of November. Which I have in the can already. So that was a really cool conversation.
Wow.
I'm trying to cover, lanes that I haven't hit before. And I didn't want to corner myself. So,
Alan, on behalf of Margie and Race, thank you, my brother. Thank you for everything that you do. Seriously.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alan.
Race, you know how much I love you, brother. Thank you so much. Margie, my deep appreciation. Jimmy, you rock. I appreciate you too. Thank you.
Alan B is walking around with Brazilian quartz in his pockets.
Give the wife a hug from us, okay? Happy Halloween, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Hey,
Alan B. Smith, thank you so much, my friend. This is Fade to Black. We are staying on schedule. Margie, we're on schedule.
We're on schedule. because I have my quartz.
This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. This is the first anniversary of the UnX Network. It happens to be Halloween. That's right. Ray Hobbs, Margie K. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
The Believer is the chilling true story of Dr. John Mack, a renowned Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner.
This is an outreach program from the cosmos to the consciously impaired.
He risked it all to investigate human encounters with aliens. The Believer, Alien Encounters, Hard Science, and the Passion of John Mack. Written by award-winning former New York Times journalist and author Ralph Blumenthal. Now available in paperback from High Road Books.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com. Do you want to be an official Fadernaut? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com. Fadernauts, when you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA.
Hi, I'm Ray Hobbs, and I'm here to tell you about something I really think you're going to like. The UnX Network is a part of a larger group called UnX Media, and one of the things we offer is the quarterly UnX magazine, which is available both in print and digital formats. This amazing magazine covers all aspects of the unexplained, and makes for a great coffee table periodical that is certain to spark enlightening conversations in your living rooms. We invite you to check out the latest digital issue for free. Just go to unxnetwork.com/membership and fill out your free membership with your name and email and become a new free member. The new summer issue is now available, and the theme is Time Anomalies, which includes a feature article written by our managing editor, Lee Spiegel. Just go to unxnetwork.com/memberships. That's unxnetwork.com/memberships and get your free e-copy of the UnX magazine today.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween. It is the first anniversary of the UnX Network. I can't believe it's been a year. I just can't believe it. And my co-host tonight, Margie K. and Ray's Hobbs. We've said it 1,000 times. I can't believe it's been a year. It just raced by us, no pun intended, like we were standing still.
It sure did. It's been an amazing year.
Jimmy said no pun intended.
Uh-huh. It raced by.
It just raced by. Great show tonight, and just thinking about having Lee Spiegel on and James Fox and Andrea Perrin doing drive-bys, and we've got a couple of other really cool things that are going to happen tonight. But it is Halloween, and we got to do Halloween with this next guy, Tony Rathman in the house. Tony, welcome, man. Thank you for everything, my brother.
No, it's a pleasure to be here, Jimmy, and thanks to Race and Margie. And, it's been just absolutely spectacular on the UnX Network, and my absolute appreciation to each and every one of you.
I want to take this moment because it is Halloween, and I'm going to go around the room here. And I want everybody to tell a ghost story. I'm going to start this off, okay? And let's do this. I was 5 years old, and we drive to Michigan. Literally, station wagon, 5 kids, mom and dad in the front driving. We drive from Chicago to Michigan. And can we mute somebody who's got the loud mic with the car in the background? Somebody here has got a car in the background. Okay. So we drive to Michigan. We go to my grandparents' house, and I'm sitting in the living room. Now, my grandparents' house was probably at that time 150 years old in Holly, Michigan, probably the oldest house in town. So anyway, I'm sitting in the living room and watching TV with my grandfather. He's sitting to my right in his chair, which has, his pipe, his cigarettes, a bowl of candy, his recliner, right, his spot, watching TV. I'm sitting on the couch, and I'm TV's to my left, and straight ahead I could see my grandmother's back, and my grandma Margaret, and she is doing the dishes. She's at the sink. In between her and me is the dining room. So I'm looking through the dining room. To the left of the dining room is my grandparents' master bedroom. Okay? All right. So there you got the picture. I'm sitting on the couch. And suddenly, from my grandparents' bedroom, there's this loud thump, like something fell over. And I thought that I heard a voice. I turn and I look at my grandfather, and he's watching TV. And I'm like, what? Right? And my grandmother from the kitchen on the other side of the house with her back to me goes, "That's our ghost." I'm sitting on the couch. I'm 5 years old. Like, what? Right? And my grandfather doesn't skip a beat, and he's just watching TV. Later that night, I'm upstairs in bed in my Uncle Phil's bedroom with my brother Mike. And I tell my Uncle Phil, who at the time is my Uncle Phil, I'm 5. He's like 16 years old or something. He says, as I tell him the story, about the ghost, he goes, "See that door right there?" And I look, and there's this little attic door. It's like this big, just a small 3 foot by 3 foot. He goes, "That's where he lives."
No.
Yeah. I'm 5 years old, and I'm looking at the little troll door, right? And in this fantastically now haunted house. And I just wanted to get out of there. And so every trip after that, every trip. So we're going to go we're driving to Michigan for Thanksgiving. I'm like, no, I want to stay home. Can we get a babysitter? I don't want to go back in that house. But yeah. So there you go. My grandmother, that's our ghost. That's my ghost story. What have you got, Race? You got a ghost story for us?
Man, I got a ghost story. Well, the one that I want to tell about briefly, because I want to hurry so Tony, has time. But like, Robin and I lived in a house, and we had several things happen in this house. It was a house that was added on to like 4 times. It had a pantry added onto the back, the master bedroom on one end, and 2 bedrooms on the other end of the house. And the main part of the house was kind of small, maybe 900 square feet. And it had like old stone footing. You know what I mean? This house was old. It was from the 1800s originally. And one day I was sitting in the master bedroom, and without going into too much detail, my dog, I was sitting there, working on something in my chair, and my dog started barking, just tearing up Jake. She was just, that constant nonstop, like, "Take a breath, honey, take a breath." She was hair standing up on her back, looking through the doorway that comes into the master bedroom towards the kitchen. And there's a wall that goes along the hallway, and it has a big arching opening that goes into the kitchen and dining room area. And she was looking right through there where I couldn't see. And I honestly thought that someone had come into the house through the back door. I thought that through the pantry and the laundry room in the back. So I got my pistol, and I jacked the shell in the chamber, and I stood up, and I started to go around, to my left and over top of her, which she's standing there still going. And I'm going around, and I'm ready to pop the first thing I see. And I keep going, and there's nothing within my view. So I had to move forward. I had to clear that door and then move through that clearing, because you could go back to the left. But as I got through that door, I noticed on the kitchen countertop, there was a full looking bag of sugar that had just kind of rocked and stopped on the countertop. And so I was like,
What?
This SOB's in the kitchen. You know,
Right,
making a sandwich or something. So I go around the refrigerator, big fridge, double door refrigerator there, and I'm like, I put my gun in. There's nothing there. I go into the pantry in the laundry room. There's no one there. The back door was locked. It was chained. No one was there. And that's when it hit me that I went to that bag of sugar and it was empty. But looking at it, it looked puffed out like it was full and open on the top. You know, like you just opened it up, was getting ready to dump it, say, in a decanter, which is what I had just done earlier that day. And you can ask Robin, I'm really stupid about trash. Like I'll fold trash up and put it inside of trash, you know, and like I'll put all like Q-tips will go into bottles. You know what I mean? I'm real weird like that. And I had folded that empty bag up like an envelope size, and I put it right down in the top of the trash and put the lid back down at the end of the counter. And so something in that room that my dog could see, sense, or smell got that out of the trash, and it was like they just blew it up back open and set it on the counter. And when I came around that corner, it's like they just let it go and it just kind of rocked and stopped. And the hair on my back right now, which
man,
is standing up on me right now, because I can see it, I can feel I can hear Cheyenne barking. You know, I was.
Wait. Let me jump in. Are you saying that you had already put the sugar in the decanter, you folded it up, put it in the trash? That was earlier in the day.
Hours
before. Now your dog is barking. You chamber around. You go in there, and that sugar bag that was in the trash is now on the counter wiggling,
and it's fully inflated, like it's full of sugar.
Man,
I mean, you know, when sugar bags are full, they're kind of bulging. You know what I mean?
Now, how long after that did you move out of the house?
Probably it was about a year after that. But I literally watched a ghost walk through the wall in the night. It was luminescent enough where I could see it, and it just literally went through my master bedroom wall, which led to the outside. There's no door there. Another time, my son swore to God that I was locked in my room. My bedroom door was locked, and my son had been out with some of his friends. He was probably 12, 13 years old, and their parents, he was spending the night with us, and their parents brought him to our house and dropped him off, but I hadn't made it home from work yet. I was working late. So they were stuck outside in the front, playing basketball and whatever until I pulled in, and they were like going to the door or whatever, knocking, and they swore they heard stuff in my room. Well, when I got home and unlocked the door and let them in, I had to go get some stuff out of my truck. So I didn't go right in, and they went in, and when I came in, I went to my room and the door was locked. I couldn't even get into my room. I had to break into my room, my master bedroom, because someone had locked it from the inside. And once I got in it, I had a 55-gallon fish tank in there, and all of my fish supplies, the food, the chemicals, everything was just strewn everywhere, all over the room. Nothing was missing. You know, like I had guns in there, I had money in there, I had jewelry in there. There wasn't a thing gone. All the windows were locked. I have no idea how that happened. And then the best part was when the power went out in an ice storm for 2 weeks, and we discovered after several days of living there with a kerosene heater in one big room, in that master bedroom, I had the whole family in there, that one outlet in the entire house worked.
Okay, I'm going to have you finish that story later because I know this story. Margie, give us a ghost story before I swing this over to Tony.
Okay, this is a witch story. My first day of college at CMSU, I met my roommate for the first time. We're going to go to the student union to hear somebody talk. And on our way, this man approaches us. He was probably about 30 years old. And he said, he says, "Hi, you new students here," striking up conversation. And I'm assuming maybe he's an instructor or something like that. And so we're standing there talking, and he starts talking in like a monotone voice, and his eyes start changing color. They change to yellow, to orange, to red, to blue, to green, to black. And as the eye colors are changing, and this is the iris of the eyes, my roommate she gets into a trance state. And I could tell he was trying to get us both into a trance state. But I was familiar with that sort of thing, and I knew something was up. I knew something was very, very wrong. And then he turns to me, and she is standing there just like a zombie, not moving, and staring straight ahead without blinking. He turns to me and says, "Would you like to go see The Exorcist with me?" And I said, "No, thank you." And I shook my friend, and I had to keep shaking her until she would wake up. And I said, "We need to go to this meeting." And I just yanked her along, and she's like, "What happened?" I said, "You would not believe it if I told you." She had no memory. She did not know what just happened. 2 weeks later, I'm lying in bed asleep. About 3 o'clock in the morning, a noise wakes me up. That man is standing at the foot of my bed. He walks out of the closet. Even the closet door was closed, but it was like this portal opened, and he walked out of it and was standing there staring at me. If you don't think that scared the bejesus out of me, oh my gosh. Yeah. Is that creepy enough for you?
Oh, man. I don't know if it was the red or the green iris.
Yeah, I wasn't even there, and I'm over
yeah,
there.
right.
But Tony knows how that goes with me, don't you, brother?
Oh, I do. Half the clips we play, you get that chicken skin.
I live in it. And Tony, thank you so much for being on the X with us. You and the entire EVPE team. I love you all. You, Ron, Audra, Lourdes, everybody. You just have a fantastic group, and you guys lead us off on Monday nights with really quality paranormal investigation evidence, and these captures are really amazing, and nobody does it better than you guys.
No, absolutely not. Hey, Tony, it's Halloween, man. Give us your best ghost story.
All right, best ghost story. We were in Baguio City, Philippines, and we got an opportunity to do a complete overnight investigation in the Diplomat Hotel. Just my wife and I. The guards wouldn't even walk 10 feet towards the building because it was already night when we were let in. We got into the building. Sheree and I were the only two people. The only other person who was around was a guard that was 300 yards away in a booth down by the gate. We walk into the building, not more than 5 minutes walking around in there. We could hear voices speaking to us with our own ears, not EVPs, not anything. We could hear them talk. And I kept saying to Sheree, "Can you hear that? Can you hear that?" She wouldn't answer me. So I asked a couple more times because I kept hearing them. And finally she said, "Can we go outside?" I said, "It's pouring rain. Why do you want to go outside?" And she said, "Let's just go outside, please." So I said, "Okay." We went outside. She goes, "I'm terrified." And I've never heard her say that. She said, "Can you hear those voices?" I said, "What do you mean? I asked you like 8 times. Can you hear them?" She goes, "I was afraid to answer." And the feeling in there was so overwhelming, so thick, deep, and dark that she said, "I'm literally afraid to go around the next corner because something's going to be standing in front of me." Well, the night was very long and very intense. And I remember Sheree having like a 7 or 8 sentence conversation. Each sentence she said was a question. And we could hear the response with our own ears, as well as it showing up on the recorder. But we finished the whole trip. We came back home. We got home late, but we were up. We wanted to review the stuff we caught. we're both sitting on the bed. She was going through EVP. I was going through video. And this white figure literally floated up from underneath the bed, went right across our feet, across the bed, and then like vanished, like either in the wall or I don't even remember where it went. But I remember both of our heads literally following it as it went across the foot of our bed. And Cherie says, "Tell me that was the dog." I said, "No, dog's in the kitchen." But that's stuff like that's happened before when you're out investigating at as many locations as we do. Things follow you home. And I just remember that one really, really shaking me up because you're just not expecting to see that.
It was Imelda Marcos.
Did it come back?
Well, we had probably a couple weeks of activity, and we did a little so-called house cleansing, and that seemed to calm it down. Frightened our daughter, and she was like 18 at the time, but she literally woke up screaming, said something was in the room, and we had a couple weeks of activity like that, and then we basically just said, hey, stop scaring the kids, don't do anything that's gonna jump out and cause any of us concern or fear, and then it basically settled down after that. But it's come and gone, over the last 13 years many times. But yeah.
Man, on behalf of Margie and Race, Tony, I think you are absolutely incredible. Cherie is amazing. We've ghost hunted together.
Yeah.
We've had some incredible personal experiences that we have shared. I just want to thank you for the last year on the X with us. It's just been an incredible ride, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you. And I can speak for the entire Entity Voices team. We are just as grateful to all of you for allowing us this opportunity. So thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, Race, Margie, Tony and Cherie are going to come out and ghost hunt at my house.
Oh.
They need to.
Yeah. It's going to
be
all
right. Give me a call when you do it. I'll remote view at the same time.
Man. Tony, thank you so much, my friend. Happy Halloween. Please give my best, our best, to Cherie. Thank you so much.
You bet. Have a great night.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for staying up and hanging out with us a little bit.
You bet. Loved it.
The absolute very best, Tony Rathman. And now we've got our next guest is in the batter's box. Yeah. So let's take a quick break. Margie K, Race Hobbs. I am your host, Jimmy Church. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, the X.
The Believer is the chilling true story of Dr. John Mack, a renowned Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner.
This is an outreach program from the cosmos to the consciously impaired.
He risked it all to investigate human encounters with aliens. The Believer, Alien Encounters, Hard Science, and the Passion of John Mack. Written by award-winning former New York Times journalist and author Ralph Blumenthal. Now available in paperback from High Road Books.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? UnX Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie K. That's unxmedia.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from River Moon. Just click on the River Moon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
Race Hobbs here, repping the X, and you're locked on to Fade to Black with my homie Jimmy Church. Powered by the Fader Dots and the UnX Network.com.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of fade to black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony. Damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Oh, man, I think I had a hot mic. I had a hot mic. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? Hot mic, hot mic. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Happy Halloween, everybody. What a great night on the show. So many guests, and want to thank everybody. Of course, my co-host, who is with us, Margie K. And Margie, we've lost Race temporarily. Hopefully he will get things situated.
He may be back.
Yeah, and so there you go. But, you know, this is called live radio. And you just got to roll with it. You just got to roll with it. Margie, again, congratulations. 1 year. 1 year in the can, many years ahead of us. But congratulations, first anniversary. And so I remember launching this, with everybody on Halloween last year. We did a couple of warm-up broadcasts leading to the big premiere. Mm-hmm. It was on Halloween, and that's it. So each Halloween from here on out, we're going to do this.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to it. There's no better day. No, not for what we do.
Yeah, I was. I had some vampire fangs. Right, I was going to do a widow's peak and stuff. I couldn't talk. I couldn't. It would have been really, really, really bad radio. But I'll think of something creative next year. But now I want to bring in like the busiest man in show business, Mike Ricksecker. Mike, welcome back, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, I mean, we were just talking, what was it, about a week and a half ago?
Mike just got off his private jet, a couple of, wheels down, and he made it in to the show. Margie, how incredible has it been, with a team that includes Mike Ricksecker over the last year?
It's been totally awesome. And thank you so much, Mike, for making the choice to come on board with us. I appreciate it so much. And your show is great. I listen, not all the time, but every once in a while I will tune in, and it's always a great show. And I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it.
And putting on a show is hard work. Just doing one show a week is hard work. And I don't think people realize that. Even if you're just doing one show with one guest, it's so difficult. Of course, Jimmy does 4 nights a week. Craziness.
I know. I'm really impressed with Jimmy because he's at this all the time. I can't even.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that. But I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Here's the thing, Margie, is when I first met Mike. Now it's been a few years now. But he understands multimedia. And his approach to the phenomenon has always been incorporating all forms of media and pushing this forward and sharing the knowledge. And so when I think about how busy I am, and I look at what Mike is doing, he's gone every weekend. He's always doing a show. He's always doing something on TV. He's always doing radio. He's at conferences. He's books and everything else. No, Mike, you are certainly like the busiest man in paranormal.
I appreciate that. It has been very busy. Yeah, I just got done. We just had a conference this weekend, like you mentioned. Before that, I was filming a television show, so it's bouncing from one place to another. But you're right. It is about getting the information in the people's hands. Is whatever that format is, whether it's a social media post or a video that I throw out there, or YouTube, or coming on your show, Jimmy, or whatever it is. Yeah, it's about sharing that knowledge.
Well, and now it is Halloween.
Yeah.
It is Halloween. Share with us your favorite ghost story.
Oh, there are quite a few. So first and foremost, though, I have to say happy birthday to my father. My father was born on Halloween.
What?
Yes, absolutely. I know. Kind of crazy, huh? So I just got back from his house. We had dinner, a couple of drinks. We watched the Browns beat the Bengals. So it was a good night for my father. And so we're feeling pretty good tonight. So happy birthday, Dad. It's his 70th.
70 but that's crazy. You can never forget his birthday, right?
No, not at all. Yeah,
Halloween. You don't have an excuse.
No, you can't forget it. You can't, and he'd talk about every year. It's my birthday. I got to give out candy to all these kids. Yeah, but he had fun with it. He still does. Yeah.
Is your dad into the same subjects you are?
It's funny with my dad because for the longest time he would say, I don't believe in that stuff. I don't believe in the ghosts and paranormal and all that. But then he would this house that they lived in that he actually built. My dad's a handyman. He built his own house. And in that particular house was on ancient Native American grounds. That's where they had built this neighborhood. And every once in a while, my mom knew that there was Native American spirits floating throughout the house. She's a believer. But my dad was like, no. Finally, one night, he's laying in bed, and this shadowy figure comes walking through the door. And he just looks at it, he points a finger and says, I don't know who you are, but you need to get out of here right now. And off it goes. And I'm like, Dad, that's a ghost story. He's like, no.
Still no, even after he's spoken to it.
Right. He's getting there. He's coming over a little bit, but it's taking him a while.
And what is it? It's not only Halloween, but why do we just like to have the bejesus scared out of us? We enjoy it so much.
We do. I think it's that mystique, that mystery of the unknown, that we know that there's something else out there. We can't quite put our finger on it. And I think there's that exhilaration, that adrenaline factor of, here's something, mysterious that, just gives us a thrill.
The appearance of it's like this. Casper the Friendly Ghost, right? Tonight it's trick or treaters, and you see the ghost costumes and whatnot. But all of this is based on, and that's what always freaked me out about Casper the Friendly Ghost, is based on reality. Ghosts are a part of our lives, and you have seen these spirits and these entities and the shadow people. When you see it, and then you hear the joking about it, right? Casper the Friendly Ghost and ooh, right? It's based in reality.
Yeah, absolutely. It's there's absolutely something to it. There's an element of reality to all of the supernatural. And, Hans Holzer had a great quote there that, there is no such thing as the supernatural. Everything is natural. It's just, some of these things that we see and we witness and we experience are a little bit more rare than other things, but it's completely natural to our environment. But because we don't witness it as often, because it might happen at a, I don't know, darker time of night or in a creepier type of situation, it spooks us. It's a little creepy, especially when it's something that might be dark in nature, or it's a figure of somebody in a Victorian dress, but you're only getting like a vague image, or maybe it's in white. That's kind of spooky.
The ability to have the crazy uncle, right, at campfire, right, sitting around and scaring the crap out of the family. Now you've got to go back to your tent and zip it up and crawl into your sleeping bag. That's what life is all about, right? We all want that crazy uncle that can tell that story.
Yeah. Somebody who's a great storyteller like that, they really get our juices flowing, because it makes you. And for one, we all like a good story. That's what brings us to our movies or a good novel or something like that. We want to be told a good story, and when somebody's able to do that around a campfire like that and like really set the tone and really set the mood, that gets our juices flowing. And not only are we entertained, but it also gives us a sense of wonder, like, oh, something like that really could happen. Can I possibly experience that one day, outside of the whole storytelling study? Can I go to a house or a location or something like that I might be able to experience that myself?
We've all heard the hook in the car the door handle story, right? And then they drove away, and the escaped convict from the mental institution who had one arm, and the blood, and we hear these stories, and then I'm just going to say this directly, then we hear it, right? There's been it's on the news, right? You're like, wait a minute, what? And the other day, I was driving. This is about 2 weeks ago. I'm driving between here, a good distance away, about 200 miles, and I'm out in the desert, and I drive by a frigging prison. Right. And so I'm it's like right off of the freeway, and I see the sign, don't pick up hitchhikers.
Right.
No.
There's not another part to this story. I'm not saying I picked up a hitchhiker, but what I saw was a subdivision of houses right next to the prison. And it just all flashed through my mind. Who does that, and why would you live there if you're going to have a mental institution next door, and then a sign out front that says "Do not pick up hitchhikers"?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I wouldn't live in that neighborhood, but
right.
But people do, and but the same thing is true for those that might live next to a cemetery, or possibly you hear about these neighborhoods that are built on top of former cemeteries, and it's questionable as to whether they moved the bodies or not. It's like something out of Poltergeist, but it really happens.
It does happen. I know some places where they built houses on cemeteries in several locations just in my town.
Absolutely.
Never. And they say never say never. Right? I'm telling you right now, I will never go and walk through a cemetery at night. I'm just not going to do it.
Oh,
there isn't a reason to do it.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
No, there isn't.
Me too.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween, my friend. Thank you for being on your team.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Jimmy and Margie. I really appreciate it. Yeah, guys, have a good night.
You too.
You too.
Mike Ricksecker. Thank you so much, Mike. And now he's got a video of this entity, this spirit walking in this gymnasium. And I have watched this video over and over again, and he didn't see it with his own eyes. It's the crazy. It's like the real deal. All right. I've got a special surprise guest I'm going to bring in.
Oh, boy.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Everybody say hello to Christina Gomez. Christina Gomez.
Hey, Christina. I thought you couldn't make it tonight.
Well, I made it just in time. I got home not too long ago, showered, and I'm like, all right, let's do this. I got to celebrate Halloween with the fam.
Yeah.
All right.
Christina Gomez. Christina, look, we do a lot of work together, but when Margie and I and Race talked about you, it was so funny. They were like, do you think she would, come over to the network? I said, all you got to do is ask, and you're now a part of the team. So thank you, Christina. And not only for being a part, but for everything that you do. You do so much.
Thank you guys for inviting me to be a part of KUNX. It's been an absolute honor, and it's really cool to be part of like a digital radio station. I will admit. Also, I see that everyone here is wearing glasses. I'm happy I was able to join in today because glasses are the new cool. It's not even nerdy anymore. It's just stylish.
They are. That's true.
My vanity. I pushed it as far as I could. Like a day away from being blind. So.
And for those who don't know, that Christina has her own show, of course, on the network. She's also a really good graphic artist, and she's done some cool stuff for us. So thank you for that, Christina.
Oh, no, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, Christina, happy Halloween. Let's get that out of the way. Happy Halloween. And when I ask you this quite a bit, it's certainly a lot off of the air. What is it for you? Is it UFOs, or is it the unexplained and the paranormal? Where is it for Christina Gomez?
When I first started, it was just pure UFOs. That's all I wanted to do, all I wanted to look at, all I wanted to research. But as my research progressed, I realized there's so much more to the UFO phenomenon than anyone could ever expect, especially for myself that was going in practically blind. And so then I began to kind of branch out into everything unexplained, to the point where now I don't look at just UFOs. No. It is absolutely anything and everything. And I think that my 4 shows on my channel demonstrate that. It's not just UFOs. We're looking at ghosts, UFOs, right? Aliens, hotspots, near-death experiences, things like this. And in a sense, they're all interconnected. And I know that both of you have been in the field for quite some time, and you realized that one the hard way too. You went with the one mindset when you entered the field, and then years later, you're like, hold on. All these pieces are kind of fitting together. I'm still missing a few. Don't know where they are. They're not fitting just yet. But you're creating this beautiful mosaic that you didn't expect when you first started, when you were whenever that was. And I think that's the case for a lot of people.
A lot of investigators eventually come to that exact conclusion.
That was my point. Thank you for saying that, Margie. And so, Christina, at what point did you start to see these things start to overlap?
So soon in the game.
Yeah, it took me a while. It didn't happen overnight. But yeah, for you, when did you start to see these things overlap?
So the first show I started doing on my channel was Shifting the Paradigm. And there was able to interview a lot of UFO researchers and investigators. That's how it started, just interviewing people in the UFO field. But when I began to look at their work, look at their books, their papers, even their social media as well, to kind of get a feel of what questions to ask them, I began to realize that they weren't just looking at UFOs. They're looking at all these other aspects. And so I began to ask questions that piqued my curiosity. And I said, what do you think about this and this and this? And they're like, well, this, and this, they're all somewhat connected. I'm not there yet. I don't have the answers, but there is this connection going there. And I began to ask this question over and over again with all of my guests. And I still ask the same question today. And that is, do you believe there is a convergence between the UFO phenomenon and the paranormal? And so far, maybe like 98% of people that I've asked say yes. But also these people have been in the field for quite a few years, if not decades. So I think it's really awesome to speak to people that are practically pioneers, such as the both of you, and to get your perspective, because when you're going in blind, when you don't know too much, you don't know where to look, and sometimes speaking to others, it guides you. It also changes your perspective, and our opinions are changing every day. Every single day we read a new paper, we speak to someone new, and you're like, you know what, now that you mention it, I see what you're saying. Okay, it makes a little bit more sense. And so in this field, in the mysterious, not just the UFO field, in the mysterious, I think the research is more of a collective than being individual, where people kind of want to one up one another, be like, I want to drop the story first before you do. But the thing is that you need everyone else to kind of get that story together, to get all the perspectives, to give a full masterpiece instead of a piece of paper that's missing a lot of details.
Have you seen a ghost?
I've seen one when I was like 6. I don't know if it was actually a ghost. I don't know if it was actually a ghost, Jimmy.
Okay. It's Halloween. What did you see?
Okay. Well, I have one story that I've told a few times, but I do have a ghost-ish story. But my quick ghost story, but the one that I saw when I was 6, I took the same path every day to school, and I would pass this forest, and there was this when my dad was driving, obviously, because I can't drive when I was 6 years old, right? I couldn't drive. But there was this one girl in the forest, pretty far away. She looked like Alice in Wonderland, practically, wearing like a blue dress. She had like kind of dirty blonde hair, from what I remember. And then she looked left and she looked right, and then she just disappeared. That's always stuck with me, but it was never really anything mysterious to like share with my friends at the time. But one experience that I did have that was pretty odd was, and for those who follow me, they know the story, but for those that don't, I'm going to share it. My freshman year in college, I didn't have a vacuum cleaner, right? Because everyone that enters college, they're broke. They don't have money to buy a vacuum.
You got nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I sat next to this girl in one of my classes. I think she was a sophomore or a junior, and she had a vacuum. So I kind of like, hey, buddy, do you want to let me borrow your vacuum? Is that okay? I promise I'll return it. And she's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Pick it up at night, like in the evening when I'm done with my courses, and just drop it off when you're done. And I'm like, sweet, thanks, man. You're the absolute best. So I'm driving to her apartment to pick up this vacuum. And at this time, my freshman year in college, I didn't really believe in gut feelings. I didn't really care for them, because at that point, my mentality was purely nuts and bolts. It was, I need the facts, I need the evidence, I need the data. And gut feelings, they're just that. They're nothing really special. But when I was driving to her place, I was like, something feels off. Something is not good. But I'm like, whatever. So I pick up her vacuum. Well, we chat for a bit, pick up her vacuum, put it in the back of the car. And I'm driving back home, and I'm like, is there something with me in the car? Nah, man, there's no way, because obviously it's just me, myself, and I, right? So I keep driving home. I get to my place. I put the vacuum in the corner of my house, of my dorm apartment, and I start doing other things to kind of prep to do the vacuuming, like pick up stuff from the floor, the whole shebang.
Sure.
And at this time, I had this like really big, like 1 pound candle in the bathroom, like right on top of the toilet. It was a pink candle and surrounded in a glass jar, super heavy, in the sense where it can't just make more sense. As I was walking through the house, through the dorm apartment, I interchange house and apartment, so please excuse me. But when I was doing all these things, this 1 pound fat candle falls into the trash can. Now, there was no explanation for that. There wasn't any earthquakes. That there was no wind in the bathroom. There was nothing that could have caused that to happen. But when I walked over, I'm like, oh, Okay, whatever. And I put it back up. I take it out of the trash can and I put it back on the toilet, thinking that it was no big deal. I keep doing the things that I'm doing. Then it falls again. And I said, now this is weird. What do I do? Aha! I'm going to go to my television knowledge from a Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters, and I'm going to get salt from the kitchen, and I want to sprinkle it inside of the candle because there's a demon in there. It can't handle salt, right? Obviously, because television taught me that. So I like do the meme sprinkle, right? And I sprinkle the salt in the candle. I sprinkle it in the front door, and I'm like, try me now. Go ahead. It did. This thing did. And I still felt this weird presence in my place. So I type into Google, give me some music that will remove negative entities, right? Google, come on, buddy. Help me out here. And while I was playing the audio through my laptop, I heard this screeching sound come out of it. Now, obviously, that screeching sound was not a part of the audio when I played it afterward. And it was like this kind of like chanting music to remove this entity, allegedly, right? And as soon as that happened, I pick up the phone, I call this girl, and I said, look, let me return your vacuum. She's like, no, don't worry about it. Keep it until the morning. You know, it's super late, Christina. And I'm like, take your gosh darn vacuum back. I don't want it. You know what? I don't even want to vacuum my place. Just take it. I've had candles fall. I've had screeching sounds. I don't want your vacuum. She's like, no, it's okay. Just don't worry about it. So that night, I end up putting the vacuum in a storage unit, like outside of the place. And I said, look, buddy, you're going to stay there until I return you back to your owner. Do not bother me when I sleep. Okay? You are going to stay there. And as soon as I give her back the vacuum, I never spoke to her again. That was it. I was like, forget it. This was a really traumatizing experience for me at this time where I wasn't familiar with the paranormal, with doing the research. Now, if that were to happen now, I would be documenting it, videotaping it, writing everything down, of course. But at that moment, it was pretty spooky.
So did the candle stay in place after that?
After the second time. So it fell twice.
Right.
The third time.
You gave her back the vacuum candle.
Right.
And
wow, that's a good story.
Yeah.
No more. That sounds like an attachment to the vacuum for sure.
Okay, so I've told this story before. And I was talking to these two people. And they were like, oh, it could have been an attachment to the vacuum. And I never considered that, again, because I'm still very new in the field. And I thought, so it wasn't me. I'm not the crazy one. It was the vacuum.
She sucked up a ghost.
Like Ghostbusters. Might as well.
The spirit passed through the HEPA filter. Christina, thank you so much. You're just absolutely amazing, and your stuff is great. And this is the thing for Margie and Race and myself. You bring another audience to the UnX Network, and we really, really appreciate that. Just thank you so much. You just got all the energy in the world.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Christina.
Christina Gomez. Happy Halloween, Christina. And with that, our next guest is in the batter's box. So let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back. Margie K, UnX Network, Race Hobbs, first anniversary special. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will. Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
This is Billy Carson, founder and CEO of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv is the fastest growing and one of the most watched networks in the world. And I would like to personally invite you to check out our expanding library of TV, film, lectures, and special presentations. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv has over 6,000 videos covering lost history, health, UFOs, spirituality, and our future. We are committed to our community, and with my personal invitation, you can, right now, get your own free 30-day membership at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Your own library of information starts today at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, the X.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? UnX Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie K. That's unxmedia.com.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's the first anniversary special. The UnX Network, 1 year on the air. And it's also Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. I am your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black, along with my co-host tonight, Margie K. Margie, what a great show.
Oh, absolutely. We've had a lot this evening, that's for sure. It's compacted into a very tight space.
I do this every night, and I just get pumped up. It's so much fun, and wow, tonight just back to back guests, and now I'm gonna bring in the newest member of the UnX family, Shannon Rogers. Shannon, now welcome. How does it feel?
I feel like the new guy, but I love it. And what a great show tonight, guys. I've really enjoyed it. What some acts to follow. I've enjoyed it, definitely. Thank you.
So you and your partner, Jennifer Lee, your show is getting ready to premiere. It's called The Calling, The Forgotten Files. The audience right now is going, what's going on? Tell us about
Yeah.
So basically, The Forgotten Files, it covers a lot of different things. We're talking, because I've always had an interest in missing and unsolved murders. Well, Jen works on cases. I have had visions about cases and stuff. I want to talk about, dig deeper into the psychology that comes to play with dealing with spirit, when you're dealing with spirit and energy, mental health and trauma, how everything kind of plays together. So we're going to really dig in deep to those things that you really think about sometimes on more than just the paranormal, the psychology behind it. What happened in someone's life to make them do some of the things they've done that carried over and affected other people and their energy and also spirit as well. And as well as when they cross onto the other side, how all the energies affect all the realm. We want to really just hit on the psychology and dig in deep and, just.
What got you here? Did you have a crazy aunt, crazy uncle?
I'm the crazy aunt. No, basically, I wasn't really around anything paranormal, metaphysical growing up. I didn't have any outlet to that. I just thought I was very, very, very different. I developed social anxiety because, I knew what people were thinking. I just didn't have any avenue to let me know that I had an ability. I'm an intuitive empath. And then I got into metaphysical and started taking classes and courses and being coached and mentored back in 2011. And then that was in Colorado. When I moved back to Texas, I got into the paranormal, and I thought, wow, a big group of people getting together and playing with gadgets and bringing the spirit, because I already had the training on spirit and energy, so to throw it all together, I was having a lot of fun. But then to get to where I am now, I kind of want to go back a little bit and get back towards that spirit and energy and focus on communicating with them, seeing what they went through, feeling what they went through. Because I have a spirit a lot of times want me to know what happened to them. And so that's why my mind always goes into the psychology of it, of paranormal investigating, and the emotions and everything, is because I feel that. I feel that on a deep level. I'm connected to energy, and I want to dig deeper and talk about those things. Mental health.
The that zone, that resides in between what we would call, reality, and then whatever that is on the other side. You can call it another dimension, a parallel world, but something is going on there. Who is it? Is it are time travelers? Are they ghosts? Are they spirits? Are they our relatives? Are they lost? Or to them, are we the ghosts?
I think it's all the above. It depends on the case. I mean, every situation with spirits like a fingerprint. Nothing's going to be the same. You have to really dig in deep, especially when you're interacting with energy and spirit, is kind of know and get to feel out that background, so you know how to interact with that energy in a respectful way, whether it's going to be negative or positive, or if it just wants to be heard. So you kind of got to figure out the storyline in a way, kind of dig deep and find out what's going on to be able to see what the story is. And does that make sense?
It does. And in a general sense, you should ask me if it makes sense. In a general sense, are they looking for direction? Do they know where they are? Or you know what I mean? Do they know that they've passed on?
In my experiences, a lot of times I've never really felt the fact, except for confusion, that they didn't know that they were confused. That I've never really felt that they didn't know they were dead. I've never felt that myself personally. I just felt like they wanted me to know what happened to them. That's what happens to me the most, is they want me to experience, see, or feel what happened to them. And, you know, I get affected differently than other people, but to sit there and say, like, every spirit is there for a different reason. Every spirit hasn't crossed over for a certain reason. Whether they know they've crossed over or not, I mean, I haven't really gotten too far into the facts. You know, I haven't experienced too much of a spirit going, I'm confused, I'm lost.
Right.
It's been more like, I get affected by, I want you to know what happened to me, and I want you to feel it and see it.
And when you say feel it and see it, Margie, you're probably thinking the same thing I am. Are we talking about, you know, a murder victim, or, you know, somebody that experienced trauma, maybe struck by lightning? You know, when you say they want you to experience it, what are they asking for?
Okay, so a lot of the things I get are definitely murder victims, women that have been like raped and killed.
Right.
Abused children that have been killed. Those are the kind of things. The traumatic stuff seems to be what comes to me. It's not fun, but that's what I feel. So,
are you able to help them move on?
Yeah. Excellent.
I have definitely. I absolutely have, and that's why I love that I teamed up with Jennifer, because she's more the psychic medium. I'm just the intuitive empath and a spiritual conduit. I don't connect like she does, but I feel more emotion. I feel the energy, the emotion of everything. So we're able to paint a picture. I work with a lot of psychic mediums and mentors that do what I can't do for us to work together. But yes, I've definitely helped spirit move on. I'm getting chilled thinking about the times that I actually have, you know, suicide victims, rape victims. Yeah. It's not always fun.
No, it isn't. I do some of the same work, but it does give you a good feeling that you're able to help them. Yes. And also wherever they are, where they might be causing a problem for the people living in the home, then that problem is gone.
Yes.
Right.
Can you feel the relief? Can you feel the sense of relief?
Yes, absolutely. I absolutely can. And a lot of times it's also like people that have died of heart attacks traumatically and stuff like that as well, or car crash victims. But I can feel the relief. I can feel, especially when I get an energy out of my space, because sometimes they stay around me for a while, and it's like my homes are always haunted. There's no way around it. But when I'm able to clear that energy, it's funny, the lights, everything gets brighter. That's when I can tell. The lights just get brighter. Everything seems brighter. I see more leads, because it really does affect me. That's why I had to bring in counterparts to help guide me through this stuff, because I just feel it, and I need other people to come help me channel and work on it, because it's like we work together to figure out what's going on and help them. And so that's what, again, Jennifer, I wish she was able to join us tonight, because she's absolutely amazing. We work well together. I've worked with amazing people that are also going to be lined up, you know, to be on our show. And, you know, that's why these situations, that's what made me want to do this show, is because I want to talk about these things, get experts on, help myself grow and be more educated. I want to ask the questions that they're, you know, are really experienced on. And a lot of these questions are things that, you know, people have already been asking or wondering. It's just not talked about much. So I want to really dig into the psychology of it. That's, you know.
It sounds like a great show. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm
Shannon.
excited. Sorry, I got a camera up here, or a screen appearing down here. That's why I keep going up and down. I'm like squirrel. It's like
I've got 3 screens in front of me. I've got multiple cameras. I've got I don't know what to look at. So
like I should look here, but I keep going up to there. So
you're doing just fine. Shannon, thank you so much.
Yes.
And, you know, on behalf of the network, and of course Margie and Race, welcome to the family, and it's going to be a fun ride. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and we got some good guests lined up for you guys. So.
When is your first show, Shannon?
November 10th, and that is going to be an introductory show. We're going to bring in our mentors that kind of guided us through the process of us becoming who we are, and then we're going to dig in deep the episodes after that, because we want people to know why we're doing the show, the first episode. So
great.
Hitting the ground running.
Yeah, we're putting a lot of passion and effort into it, and a lot of love, and you know, we want to share. We want to share these topics with people, and you know, have really good open discussions about it. So
I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Shannon.
Shannon, happy Halloween.
And happy Halloween to you guys, too. And thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's what the UnX Network is all about right there.
It is true passion, and you can tell that she has experience and she wants to keep learning. And that's what we all do, really. The learning never stops. So I'm really glad. I'm looking forward to her show.
Now, and thank you so much, Shannon, and her and Jennifer. I can tell. I am into these. Can I just share something private?
If you wish.
Yeah. I like those murder mystery podcasts. I can't get enough of that true crime stuff.
I do too.
And history behind it, and then you've got a ghost that's involved, and I'm listening to this stuff constantly. I can't. Have you seen the TV series Only Murders in the Building?
No. Where is that? Where does that play?
Just write that down.
Oh no! I heard about it. My daughter told me about it. She said I have to watch it. I haven't been able to find it yet.
Steve Martin and Martin Short and the singer Selena Gomez.
Really?
And it's awesome, and that's what it's about. It's about a true crime podcast, and it's based on they live in this apartment building in New York, and people are dying.
Only in that building.
Yeah, only murders in the building, and it's fantastic. I just can't get enough of that stuff. Well, now, Margie, we've got to get to our contest.
We do have to get to our contest, yes, and I assume you have some pictures.
I do,
and you have the places.
I do,
and I will.
I have that too as well. So let me back up here, and I've got the pictures ready to go. And so what I would like to do, if I may, let me back up here, and I've got it right in front of me. It is right here. I got it.
Okay, we've got the top 3 winners.
Now, before we get to that, hold on, Margie. Okay. Don't get ahead of your skis, young lady. Don't get okay.
Excuse me. I thought I was the CEO.
Yeah. Don't get ahead of your skis. Is this? So we've got 3. We've got third, second, and first place. So before we make the announcement, what are the prize? So the third place winner gets.
Well, hang on just a minute because my screen just died.
Ooh, okay. All right.
And this is live radio. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. Let me get it back.
Okay, while you are doing that, I was a judge, and I was watching the tallies come in for the winners here, and we were all. It was kind of strange because it was like, to me, it was like a 3-way tie, but we all agreed. And so there isn't too much controversy here. So, do you have your third?
No, we have. Yeah, we had several judges. We had Maria, Race, Violet, Lee, you, and me. And then I tallied everything, and we were all very, very much in agreement.
Okay, and
on these things. So
third place winner gets what prize package?
I am bringing it up right now. Now I've got my screen back. So the third place winner is going to get a book called Doorway to Spirit by Devin Listrom, a book called Gateway to the Dead, a Ghost Hunter's Field Guide by myself, Winged Aliens by me, and 1 print copy of UnX magazine.
Second place winner prize package is
a free X Club Gold membership, which is $129 value. The book, Doorway to Spirit by Devin Listrom, Gateway to the Dead, Winged Aliens, and UnX magazine.
First place grand prize winner gets
2 tickets to XCon 2023 in person or online, and all of those other items that I just mentioned.
So let's go with, I'm going to bring up the images now. Third place, I want to make sure that, and the third place winner sent us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 images of their house. I am going to pull up some images here. Just everybody just stay with me as I do this. And pretty impressive. And I want everybody to understand this is third place. And the third place winner is
Eric and Amy Elsass, an 1885 haunted Victorian home.
And
no, that was not it.
Hold on. I'm backing up. Okay. So very strange here how this didn't post up in order. So let me back up. Now I've got it. Now I messed up the whole thing. Oh, here we go. Now I got it. There it is. There it is. House. And so they sent us this.
This is the outside, and here they did up the inside as well, and it is really cool.
And
these people love Halloween.
Yeah, third place.
Oh, yeah.
So, which means, and there's Eric's feet propped up with the Halloween decorations around. So, Eric and Amy, you are our third place winners. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. That was very nicely done, I would say.
And
second place.
Second place.
Ready?
And hang on, just give me 1 second here.
All right.
Let me pull this down.
Show the pictures.
So I can go here, and I want to make sure I have this in order. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Winner is
Russell Watkins of Watkins Dead and Breakfast in Reisterstown, Maryland.
And here are some images.
Wow.
House on the outside. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw this, I looked at it a couple times. I was like, man, that's a 2-story skeleton. One-eyed pirate skeleton. Amazing. And I've got one more image here. Watkins Dead and Breakfast, established 2015. Congratulations, Russell. Amazing job.
Yeah, that absolutely was. That is so cool. I'd like to see that in person. I'd like to see all of these in person.
And our grand prize winner is
okay, Sandy Williamson from Pearl, Mississippi. You are our grand prize winner because, boy, are you serious about Halloween.
Look at this. And now this is a panoramic shot. Incredible. I've got another one too as well, but look at the entrance to the front door. You got to walk through that to get your candy.
Yeah. You got to go underneath that huge spider web. That is so clever.
It's so well done.
Yes.
And here's one more shot, panoramic. As you can see, it goes all the way back, all the way into the backyard. Congratulations, Sandy. Amazing job on your house.
Absolutely. That's just incredible.
And what a great way. Congratulations to everybody that entered, by the way. It was tough. It was like a 3-way tie. And so
it really was. And thanks everybody for doing that, and we will do it again next year. So just start planning now.
What a great show tonight, Margie. Yeah. And I want to thank Ray's had some technical issues, and hopefully everything is going to be fine tomorrow night. But we have technical issues. But I do want to.
Hopefully so.
I want to thank Andrea Perrin for coming in tonight, Lee Spiegel, the Paranormal Blondes, of course, James Fox coming in tonight on a very busy night.
Big surprise.
Yeah, Dan Terry, Alan Smith, man, what just Tony Rathman, right? Mike Ricksecker, Christina Gomez, Shannon Rogers with her new show. With Jennifer Lee, just an amazing time tonight. And Margie, I want to thank you for the very humbling and honor to have me on your network, and we made it through a year and many years to come. But I want to thank you personally right now on behalf of the Fadernauts. Thank you for everything.
Well, thank you so much, Jimmy. You have been our biggest supporter. And I appreciate everything that you've done, and thank you for being with us. I mean, I couldn't think of anybody better. So I appreciate that.
Mark. Thank you so much. Margie, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
And with that, we just went bumper to bumper. We're going to go straight to credits. I do want to thank, of course, Race Hobbs and Margie K. The amount of work that goes into running a network and doing what they do is absolutely incredible. And just thank you. It has been an amazing year, many years to come. All right. So happy Halloween, everybody. I am your host, Jimmy Church. What a great night. What a great show. Thank you to all of the guests that came in tonight. It was just perfect. And the contest winners, Sandy, that's an amazing house. Russell, amazing. Eric and Amy, you guys did great. Thank you so much. Whew. Tomorrow night, Roy Thins, Don Schmidt. It's going to be incredible. Faded Black is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitoa, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2022 by Faded Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Faded Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tomorrow night, Roy Thins of The Invaders with my co-host, Don Schmidt. I'll see everybody tomorrow night. Until then, happy Halloween. Be safe. Go Beckley Tappy.